public-private partnerships are essential to the success, I think, of both the for-profit and nonprofit world. I think that together we're better. There's caveats to that. It's not just a blanket statement, but it can really benefit the for-profit world by having a cause that the organization believes in or an initiative to give back to the community that it's in. I think it makes the people that work feel better, feel good about working there. It gives them something else to focus on if they're in a very hard, strenuous job that's very numbers driven and money driven. And it can really make a huge impact on the nonprofit landscape and the community that you're living in and surrounded by. And from the nonprofit perspective, I mean, you and I have talked about this plenty of times before. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough resources, and we're expected to achieve really big missions and move the needle on some really big issues in the world. And we cannot do it without the support of people, whether that be their time, their money, or their time, their talent, or their treasure. And when you can do that on the scale of partnering with an organization, not just individuals, you can imagine that the impact then becomes exponentially greater than it can with just one person. I'm speaking generally, but I
Can I
think
jump in on that?
yeah, please.
As I'm hearing you speaking, I'm imagining one person walking in the door, and being like, "Hey, I'm here to help," versus a football team walking through the door and they already
Mhm.
know how to work together,
Yeah,
and they know how
exactly.
to
That's great.
communicate. They know whose strengths and weaknesses. Oh, we've got to get this built, or we've got to have a conversation with this person. Well, we'll have Joe do it, or we'll have Zach do that, and because they have that, they've already done the figuring each other out part. So that's. Thank you for letting me interrupt there.
Yeah. And even if they haven't, so that analogy of the football team is great, especially if you have a company that has a culture that's already really strong. But let's say you have a company and your culture isn't that strong, or you're just building that company out and you're trying to figure out, what your culture is. It's a great way to build culture around giving back and make that kind of be your thing. We partner with several companies right now where every time they do a new hire training, they come to our property and rent our space and do it there, where later in the year they will be giving back or they will be seeing the impact of their donations. And so they really make it kind of part of the fabric of who they are, and help it become part of their culture so that they can become that football team that's already, working together and achieving bigger things for the company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and around a common goal that's positive. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Brilliant